Here we are, BackChat, powered by Fleet Network, of course. It's really hot in here.
Jam-packed.
And do you know why it's hot? Because we have more people in the studio.
And they're hot.
They're steaming hot. There's so much light reflecting off the side of one of their jeans and the rusty reflectors.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The Old Mervs are in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
G'day.
David Henry for the Old
Come on.
Mervs. Let's
And
give her a
Hammer.
round of applause.
And Hammer, yes, and Hammer.
Hammer's boot.
Welcome, fellas.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
G'day.
That was nice.
How are those BackChat ales going now?
Good.
Oh, I'm
Treat.
frothing over it, eh?
It's very good.
Is it ale like? Is it? You know, it's like session ale. What's the go? Is it just?
It's just a
ale?
drinkable.
BackChat ale.
It's a BackChat ale. You can just slam them down fast, or is that
Yep.
solo?
That's solo, low on
Now we know you're doing big things in the music world, boys, and we will get to that.
Yep.
National tour, big releases, all that sort of stuff, and you've got some footy backgrounds that we need to get through as well, and we will talk about that. Can promise you, but we do need to get to something pressing. BackChat powered by Fleet Network this year, Dan.
Go and novated yourself a lease.
Look, last week on the show, I haven't slept since we last.
You're telling me.
So, Hammer, can you give the boys who I'm assuming they may have listened, but just in case they didn't listen last week, what happened in summary? And I really don't need a fucking 20-minute story.
No, you're going to get a no more than a minute.
Obviously,
So-
we listened to it as well.
Yeah,
correct,
obviously.
of course.
The brief summary is that I either had an intruder in my house last week or I had a ghost. I could hear someone upstairs, closing doors, walking downstairs, getting very close to my line of sight without being in there. I said hello, no response, said hello again, and the footsteps went away, and then nothing was stolen, nothing was moved. And so I think I either had a ghost or an intruder.
It was a lot more long-winded than that.
That's
and
a very
lot
short-
more nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Hamish at stages had a frying
I
pan.
had a frying pan, I had a knife, I was
pissing.
I had to pee and
in the pool.
Did you get a hot flush or
yes,
anything?
yeah,
Oh,
real,
did.
I was dripping in sweat.
Oh,
like,
wow.
proper dripping in sweat, and I was like, "This is, you know."
You thought you thought there was someone in
I
your
thought there was
house.
someone in the house, and then the next morning nothing was stolen, which led me to believe that it was a ghost in the house. So anyway,
So we exchanged some ghost stories last week.
Yeah, we
well,
did.
yeah, and it was, do we believe in ghosts or
you-
not? Do you guys believe in ghosts?
I saw on the
my-
E
oh, no.
channel on Foxtel that Hollywood guy that would talk to
John
famous
Edwards.
people's ones.
John Edwards.
Crossing over with John Edwards.
Yeah. No, I don't believe in it. No.
Understood.
Really?
But it was a
I do,
good show. It was
100%.
good to watch it.
Henry.
You're like pretty spiritual.
I
and
don't
that, eh?
believe in ghosts, but I believe. So, like, Mum reckons. So, my mum died when she was a bit younger, and she reckons one night my sister was crying in her room, and Mum was just like had this weird thought, like, "Oh, Mum will take care of her," and then apparently she just stopped crying. So when Mum told me that story when I was young, I was like, "Oh, that's weird," and then she's had a
Right.
few of them. So I'm like, interesting.
I told some stories that around
Ghosts are real.
ghosts. I believe I'm a big ghosts are definitely real.
Interesting.
So
Have we had updates?
we have some updates. So just quickly for you, Hammer, I was in my room at the house where you have like an office set up, like a home office. And I was doing some work on the computer, and Beck was in bed at the time, and I heard our back door, like one of those sliding doors, open and then close.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, that's weird because, like, once she goes to sleep, she's asleep. I haven't told her about this, so she's going to hear about this.
Perfect. And she's
first
never
time.
gonna sleep
Yeah, I heard the
in
dog
the
door
house
first. I
again.
was like, that's weird that she's gone out the back. Maybe our dog was like doing something weird, and she was like going to go check on him.
Yep.
Then I went into our bedroom like a minute later because I thought I'm just going to go see what happened. And then and she was fast asleep, and I woke her up and I was like, "Did you go out the back?" And she's like, "No, what are you talking about?" I was like, "Okay, no good, all good, fine." So I don't know if it's just because it's on my mind and like
have a
we've been
ghost,
talking
mate.
about
Did
it.
you hear
So-
that? Did the sliding door open?
like I think I was wearing headphones because I think I was doing something. So like I'm pretty certain I heard it. Like genuinely thought I heard it. So another update for you, Hammer.
Yep.
And we have spoken a little bit, but we haven't shared this
and
with
David
everyone.
Henry.
Sorry.
Updating David Henry.
Update you guys. Last week, I think on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, I thought I'm going to call like a medium or like a psychic, like a ghost hunter, because I thought it'd probably be a good idea for us to go to Hammer's house with the medium
Melissa McCarthy.
and
Ghostbusters. Get her on.
and exactly and just find out if it is a ghost or not.
And
Because
spend how much? Just out of interest.
well, we haven't got to that yet. We haven't made the deal.
That's a very good point.
But
Henry.
on the phone, this was the big thing for me. On the phone, I explained the situation. A couple of guys do a podcast with, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, "Yeah, well, the thing is, this guy is obviously going through a bit of stress at the moment because he's just started a new job."
3 weeks ago.
And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." And then we kept talking, and then for about 10 seconds, I'm not like just started process like, "Hang on, I didn't tell you about the job thing." She's like, "Yeah, I already knew."
Oh boy.
So then she's put me in touch with someone who I've just gotten on the phone with, and your concern was that if we got someone to your
Yes,
house,
this was my
that
concern.
they would turn on you, right?
Well, my concern was, like, have you seen The Conjuring? I'm not a big horror
Yeah,
movie guy, but
I
like the
actually
whole
have.
idea is that it's
I don't know why.
it just possesses this one person. And like something happens, and like the house is haunted, but then it ends up being like this person's haunted.
Paranormal activity. They're fucking
Insidious,
dragging
all
people
the
out of
rest of them.
bed. Like,
Yeah, it's not me. I don't want
absolutely
that.
out for that.
I said I don't
enough.
want, if this person is going to come and stir some shit up,
Yes.
I don't want it to attach itself to me and I'm haunted forever.
So about 10 minutes ago, before we started recording this, I finally got through to the right lady, and
Awesome.
she said, I do this with love. I go there and I
right.
tell them if they're not welcome here anymore, and they leave. She said, I've been in some of the most haunted houses you could ever imagine, and I always come out with the spirit leaving.
That's good.
So
The way you signed off that conversation just quietly was brilliant. He said, yeah, I'll call you tomorrow, but I don't need to tell you that. You'll already know when I'm calling.
I think she didn't really
Didn't get the joke.
Yeah, didn't
You'll
get
know.
it.
So we're all sitting here waiting for you
Yep.
to have
Have a
a
chat with the
ludicrous
medium.
phone call, basically.
Well, I don't know if it's ludicrous. I mean,
pretty-
we
it's not
can't give you
ludicrous.
the full chat again, but you'd be shaking in your boots, Henry, if we
So
did.
that's a bit of an update. We'll keep everyone
Have
updated.
you got
with
to the
what's
bottom of what's happened or not?
So I haven't got to the bottom of what has happened yet. In the last week, what has happened in my house? We've got like everyone has lights that flicker. Like that's not an unusual thing.
Yeah.
This is obviously me just thinking about it, but it's gone turbo. Like they're flickering non-stop. There's sounds in the house. There's shit everywhere happening, and I'm like, I am just terrified all the time.
Yeah.
I have been sleeping with a golf club next to my bed. So no one has been back in, but there hasn't been a night where no one else has been at home. Like everyone's been back at we've all been staying there.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas this night it was just me and my partner, she's gone for the week, so
She's
I'm on my
refused
own.
to come back to the house.
So she's away in Dunsborough for a week. I'm at home by myself, and there will be nights this week where I'm one out in the cage.
That's not good. That's not good.
And I mean, if it was an intruder, I've probably don't come, please, because I'm by myself. But if it's a ghost, I'm also by myself. So I'm gonna be. It's gonna be a tough week for me.
Oh, it's good that that the intruder didn't stay. We had, remember when that guy stole from our house?
yeah.
Like a
We had
year
a
ago
good one.
at Henry's place, I was sleeping, not in his kitchen, but in like a little side thing we do, Dad.
A nook.
Sunroom.
And
technically.
that night, I like pissed probably like 10 times. Like I couldn't sleep.
We've
Like,
been
the
on the
whole
drink fairly
night.
solid.
We were pretty cut, but anyway, wake up the next morning and Charlie's like
My
Henry's little
brother's
brother.
clueless. Like has no idea. Just
No
does
clue. Walks
does
out and he goes,
nothing but eat
"Where's
KFC."
the no? The door was open to
doors
his car."
flat open. He's got work. He's like at 8:30. He's leaving at 8:20. There's like keys all strewn across the front, like entrance and out the driveway. A car's missing. All the house
the
doors
drawers
open.
are on the floor.
Charlie
from the
goes to me,
keys.
"Oh, I think someone's broken into the house, Henry." And I was like, "Yeah, that's probably what's happened." Honestly, they've gone through every room, opened
Every
every door.
While you were
through the
while-
bed
while we're
side
in
that
there.
I was sleeping on. So like I was sleeping right next to it, and they'd gone through every drawer.
Next
and
to
that
him.
night I woke up 10 times, and I didn't wake up when old mate. But they took the Merc, and then it was a shame that they
Merc?
didn't burn
Didn't
it.
burn it out. It was a lemon of a car, and we were just like, fingers crossed they burn it out. And like,
That's disappointing.
it was left untouched in Burns Beach.
Did they ever catch people?
Nah, but Dave, like, I remember this distinctly. The next day, he's like, "Yeah, lucky they didn't wake me up."
No, well, let me
Would've
tell you
loved to
what.
have
If they
seen
did wake
that.
you up, you'd be sweating and grabbing a fry pan.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have slept a bit better. I reckon.
All you're telling me is
You would've
there's
sunk
no,
yourself
there's
in
no
the bed.
confirmation there that wasn't ghosts that took.
True.
That's true.
Like, they never took.
Well, hang on. If I had an actual intruder, I would have had stuff stolen, which I didn't. So it,
that's a
it
very
could have been a
good
ghost.
Or just a visitor.
Oh yeah, just someone
if they,
popping in.
If they saw you walk out of your room with a frying pan, if it was me, I'd be.
Yeah, I would have been out of there.
Yeah.
Now,
on my bike.
for our audience, for our listeners who are going, who are Dave and Henry, who are Old Mervs, well, you probably see me. They make some of the great
Yeah,
merch
very
of
good.
all
Make great
time,
merch.
but that's
Very
not
good.
what they do. They're in a band, Old Mervs. Lots of things happening. We thought we'd have you and have a bit of a chat. What's going on? Dan and I met you boys. You played a show at Indie Bar.
Yeah.
Great show.
What an establishment.
You know, all that sort of stuff.
Elite
Great.
pool.
But what really lingers in both our minds, one of the great green rooms in modern history at the Indie Bar. Can you remember? You remember having beers where we had beers?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Dan-
rooftop.
Oh,
Rooftop.
Shit.
Paradise, Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
Mate, it was the pinnacle of our career.
The thing I
Still
remember
is.
about
Always will be.
the rooftop there is that there's no railing like on one of the edges of the roof. Like you could literally just walk
You
off the
could,
roof.
if
Yeah,
you
it's a bit
wanted
hectic.
to, yeah.
Yeah, it's
My-
crazy.
My last manager goes, I looked down there, I was like, "That's a long way down, and you're going to be able to cut this out if it's not an appropriate thing to say." But
Well,
he goes, "It's a long way down," and I said, "It's a long way down." He goes, "Oh well, maybe you should not be so negative, say it's a long way up. And I thought that was very interesting. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, that is good.
Good way
It's a
of
long
looking
way
at it.
up.
It's a bit hard when you're up though.
Can we have a listen to some of the old? Have we got any of that loaded up in there? With a little bit of music for our listeners and viewers. These boys can't hear this. Well, it's a big, big sound from the
song. That's
They put
not.
the
That's not.
They put the
Old Mervs.
GWS theme song on. Please
that.
give us a listen to Old Mervs.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just listening to it.
This is actually you guys.
This is Dave singing. Sounds like some sort of drums in the background.
Yeah,
It's Henry. Someone's playing guitar. I'm assuming that's not you, Henry.
could be actually.
So that's Old Mervs, ladies and gentlemen, with me speaking over the top of it. Do you know who wrote the Big Big Sound from GWS?
Oh, from GWS.
No, the GWS theme
Oh,
song,
right.
Big Big Sound. Do you know who wrote that?
No.
I don't know what his name is, but it's the lead singer of the Cat Empire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
no.
Right.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
So
he just sent it in via email to them and said, and apparently got lost in junk or something. And then eventually someone was like, reminded them that there was an email in there with the song. And they're like, actually, this is pretty good.
Have
Well,
you boys?
Shame the new West Coast one didn't get lost in the junk. 'Cause that is,
Now, who is that? That is
Birds of
that's
Tokyo.
Birds of Tokyo and love them to death, but geez.
Well,
Yeah, no,
have
we were
you
there.
boys? have
Were you in the room when they came in and introduced it?
Absolutely, tell them.
Oh, so we were in there, and
Don't name names.
I'm not going to name names, but the guy who organised the whole thing from West Coast's end,
There's a lot of work that went into it.
heaps of work that went into it. This guy, he came in with what are their names?
Don't worry about
I
that.
don't know what the two lead singers, like the guys' names are, but like this dude from West Coast introduced him, and I think it's like Bernie and Kenny or something, but that's their nicknames. He walks in, oh, this is Bernie and Kenny, as if they're best mates after a week of doing this thing, and then like he sits in there and shows this 4-minute video that's explaining like the song and the way they're doing it, and it's just shit. Like it's not a good song. It's a really, really badly done song, in my opinion, and like. It's not even the full edit. It's the background cuts of like him in the booth, and it's just his a cappella. And he's a good singer, sweet, but like it's just him singing a shit song by himself, and all the boys are sitting in there just like, oh, yeah, this is fucking awesome. The club would have spent a Monty on it, and it was horrible.
It leads us to the question: when are you boys writing the new West Coast song?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not happening.
Oh,
It'd be
I don't
Freo.
know.
Big
How
Freo
many
fans.
zeros behind it? And
Wow.
we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes.
So big Freo
would be
fans.
enough.
Massive Freo fan.
What's going on there?
I just love them. Hey, I grew up, as I was saying before, that the Swans and West Coast thing was going on when I was probably my 5-6 impressional youth. Matthew Pavlich was dominating, and
Yes.
and my bus driver was a Freo supporter, and she just disliked Eagles immensely. And I think in WA, you're either going to go for West Coast or Freo, right?
Yes.
The majority,
More
unless you're a
often
bit
than
like, extra, a bit indie or something, you
Yes.
might go for someone a bit
Sydney.
different.
Like a
But,
Nick Westall.
Yeah, it was Freo. Two older cousins went for Freo, so it was always going to be Freo for me. to be
And
honest.
you boys grew up together, coaching up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OG locals.
Place
Jeff
of dreams,
Farmer,
mate.
Peter Bell,
Ring a ding
Shannon Cox, Cole Hardingham.
Right, so it's a footy
Proper
factory.
Great. Yeah, pretty
Wizard
much.
Jeff
Well, we
Farmer.
came from it, so yeah.
Do you boys both play footy?
I don't
I
anymore,
can
but
kick
used
it.
to.
I can kick the footy,
Yeah.
but I can't. I don't know much more.
I was into my footy, but
you
never
were
got the
probably
gifted.
enough where you were probably disappointed in your performance.
Yeah.
But
We did skip over something that's really important and integral to the show. I don't know how we've done it. Usually the first question we ask any
Wow.
person that sets foot in the studio is the same question. It's meant to happen at the start, but we got carried away with ghosts, which is understandable.
Starstruck.
Got
Cool,
Carlo
Starstruck is
listening
Hollywood.
to GWS.
Hot
It's an Old Mervs.
Yeah, hot flushes, tingles from the ghost. We need to hear your greatest sporting achievements. Now, obviously, you guys are in a band, so
Usually we get the caveat if there's sports people sitting over there, we say you can't choose your sport of origin. A footballer can't give us their greatest sporting, like no one cares.
Yeah.
So we don't care about your musical attributes right now.
No.
We don't
Never
want to
do
know
we,
about your
really.
greatest sporting achievement.
not many.
And you can go real deep. Like we're talking
Rogue.
under 12 national tennis ball or T-ball or something.
we got
all
pigeon
right.
trainers, we got darts champions, we got hole in ones, we got
Poker players.
You got a hole in one.
80 meter. Hey, not me.
we had two in a row. Damien Oliver's hit a home run. He's hit a
Home run.
And then there was someone. Was it Spider Burton?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Spider
Spider-Man.
had a hole in one. Yep.
Done.
Yep.
That's enough padding. I want to hear it.
well, there was quite a lot in my youth, but I think
See, looks off to the distance.
I had the record for the Kojonup District High School high jump
Yes.
That's perfect.
for like 20 seconds, and then the other
And
bloke.
then Darius
The other bloke
came
got there.
over and just, he was
Yeah,
good.
he was a
Darius was-
talented man.
Do you remember how high it was?
It was high enough. Yeah.
Was it like the
Yeah.
first time
2
the
metres
school had
something,
ever done
wasn't
the
it?
sport or something? Or?
It was it was actually Sprite. We did have one little mattress that sort of, it was almost like an air one in that there was that many holes that it would just sort of blow out. But no, it was good. It was that, and then I got champion boy in like an inter-school athletics thing.
Whoa.
I was quick, like barefoot.
Champion
just-
boy into school's very impressive.
Yeah,
You're
well-
tall. You're tall, Dave.
How many boys in the
I
school,
wasn't
though?
taught at school, but
Probably 14 or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, how
like
many?
It's like a tall map.
Champion boy.
Tall Matt Pritters.
Tall
bad shout.
Pritters.
The old Lux or something. Yeah.
What about you, Henry?
Besides my record for the softball throw in Coaches High School, year 6.
Please.
How good is this, right? So I
Please
had the
extrapolate.
record, and that year
Record
they
of
stopped
what?
doing the softball
Softball
throw
record.
the
Wow.
next
Like
year.
distance?
So
Sorry, what?
it was just you just had a softball and you just had to throw it as far as you could. Yeah, like no shit, full coaching up spec.
I was going to say, does that
bit of a
summarise
joke.
coaching up, really? Like,
But who is the? I hold it forever now.
That's
Yeah,
good.
nice.
I reckon we got to go back and actually make sure that's there.
Yeah.
the longest softball
A discontinued
throw.
softball
You
throw.
just we didn't. I don't think they. Well, they're probably too risky to have a. What's the one that you throw that's sharp?
a javelin.
Yeah.
Javelin, yeah.
Or a shot put.
The oval wasn't
We used to
that
do
big.
that at Little Athletics until, when was it? Under 16s, I reckon you could start throwing a real javelin. Before then, they threw like, it was like a pool noodle with a little rubber thing on the end. Like it just flew through the air like a pool missile. You were just throwing one of them. They couldn't go any more than 15 metres because they were made of styrofoam or whatever the hell it was.
I reckon
Yeah.
the softball throw may be up there
that's
with
as good.
some of the rarest.
So you've never heard
It's
of
good,
that?
hey.
No,
It's
that's
pretty
good.
good.
That
very
was
good.
like,
Underarm like you would throw a softball?
No,
Nice.
like over.
however you please, whatever gets you.
Yeah,
most
well, I guess
distance,
Some people probably the American softball girls and boys would be able to throw further than us underarm.
Yeah,
at
they
that
get a
stage.
few rotations, don't they?
Yeah, they do like a hammer throw, a vertical hammer throw, and then
Yeah.
let go of the thing.
Yeah, it's mad.
I don't know enough about music to make this comment, but a 2-man band, is that common? Is that...
No.
It's not, is
really,
it?
no.
So how does that work? How did you boys
Less
start playing
common than
music
holding
together?
the softball record.
Did you just figure it out and just...
Probably. Well, Henry sort of showed me a band called Hockey Dad, who was like a same thing, 2-piece, and we did that. We're jamming in his dad's like horse stable. That was
As you
dusty as hell, which
Yeah.
was good fun. And then I think it was probably more we couldn't be bothered dealing with anyone else. It was hard enough between us that we was just
Still is. It's gone worse. But
yeah, we just sort of
no,
did it
we
like that.
Dave sort of played a bit throughout school, tiny bit of guitar, and I knew you could sing a tiny bit. And then I played in like a few little bands through school, and then like drums. When I was pretty young, but I'm not like good. Neither of us are like good at our
always-
instruments. Like I taught David a bit of like a fair
You
bit
taught
of
me
guitar.
like which is still the only thing I can play is a bar chord, and he
So,
taught
like-
me that in year 10 at school.
People that always go like, oh yeah, you're being humble or whatever. But it's like, no, we're actually like,
So you don't rate
It's-
yourselves as very good musicians?
nah, we're like,
So you've
I think
just...
we pass for what we do, but if like I can't talk about theoretical guitar anything I like with anyone. Like they'll be talking to me about guitar stuff, and I'm like, mine's got like 6 strings, and this is what I do with it.
That's a late. So you just got back off a national tour, sold out national tour. I saw some photos on Instagram. Looked amazing.
Yeah,
Is that pretty wild? Like the way you're talking now, is that
oh
pretty
yeah,
cool?
very
yeah.
stoked to
fucking
be
sick.
there. Like it's, I don't know. You start off even like so like our first sort of few gigs, like Rosemount, like you're playing to mum and dad and their friends that they bought who don't want to be there.
We
But
had a
it's-
few. We had a few, mate.
We did have friends, but like sort of to compare it, it's
when
kinda
was that?
Weird.
When did that happen?
2018.
Is that 2019 or something?
Some like prosperous uni career that was.
Yeah, it was. I was working for Henry's old man on his farm, and then Henry was. Well, you were sort of doing uni. You
Going
weren't
to
passing
uni
it,
for like
but
what 2 days a week.
yeah,
Just working on the farm, basically.
come up. And then and I never wanted to play live. Like I was petrified of it. I couldn't public speak like in class. Like I'm pretty dyslexic, so like I don't speak that good. But hated that. And then we started gigging by chance. Like one of our mates, Jack from Rara Viper, was like, "You gotta play a show. Like it's really fun." And I was like, "I don't believe you."
Dave used to spew before he played.
All the
Really?
time.
Full job.
Glenn Archer style. In
Yeah.
the toilets,
Yeah,
having a
fully.
cigarette and spewing up, and then
I
getting out
know.
there and going after it.
Yeah, I
Probably
did it.
all of the above.
Yeah.
First time I went cold turkey, like without vomiting, I was like, I'm going to vomit on stage. Like I was just because I didn't want to vomit on stage, so I would vomit before a show.
Wow.
And then it was the 21st, and I think I probably just drank enough where I was like, I don't need to. Like I'm fine.
You didn't need to make yourself. You probably were just like a few hours later.
I remember I was out next to your car and I was like, gonna do it, and I was like, no, I'm not. And I didn't. And then I've had a few in Newcastle, like not last tour, but the tour before.
The fried chicken.
It was like this Americana place, and they gave us like, it's like they drip the oil back onto the chicken while they put it on the plate.
That sounds amazing.
And it was like a really hot green room, and that was a fair old chunder.
Do you guys ever vomit like before your games? Were you ever a vomiter?
Oh, well, no.
I'm a
I mean,
vomiter
sort of
before.
stand over medalist here.
I'm a vomiter before bed after enough, but never before a game. I've seen people vomit and like get nervous before a game and just spew up, but
Nervous poo?
No, well, yeah, not really. No,
I don't. Not a nervous shit.
I would
just
say
like
it's a performance.
a performance poo.
Yeah.
Performance poo. It's a double P.
Shedding some kilos, eh?
Yeah, it's a double P. Just strip off the kilos. I think it would be worth asking these boys what we're talking about with Indy. So Indy, who's paneling today, she said she's never been hungover in her life.
Ever.
And she drinks.
So you love having fun.
She can drink. She's just never been hungover because every time she ever drinks, she has a litre of water before she goes to bed, and she sits on the bed and she does her like Hail Marys, and then it's all good. She doesn't get hungover. She's got these hangover crews, right?
Yeah.
You boys have been on the road. You've done big tours. You musicians, I'm assuming that you partake in having a couple of drinks. How does it go rocking up hungover for a gig? Or are you like Indy and you don't get hungover?
No, you sometimes are worse. It depends on sleep. I always take a hydrolyte satchel thing, and I have probably more than you should before bed, but that helps with the hydration like station.
Henry?
I got prescribed on Dancetron a while ago. It's like an anti-nausea pill, and it is very powerful. So if I have a really bad hangover, I'll just take that. To be honest,
The morning after?
Yeah. If I'm like on the verge of yakking,
Right.
that's my go-to. But rarely. But I don't
And
know.
it's usually just like a pint of Swan.
I'm on the
probably.
soda waters now. Soda waters and vodka with a tiny bit of ginger ale.
All of them are reasonable things to do though, like hydrolyte and an anti-nausea pill, and then having another beer.
Yes.
Not water.
Yeah.
I've got
Too
a
much
good one
water,
for
you'll
you.
piss yourself. I've done it
My
a
mate
couple
from a
times.
station goes the other day. He's like, getting on the beers the next day is a horrible thing, right? Or it's not. It's good for you. But he goes, what you do is the first one's always terrible. So you crack your first one and you pour it out in the ground.
Okay.
And then you just take the second one because the first one's always the worst one.
I thought you
So
were
you just go
talking about
straight to-
why he's
straight to the
horny when
second.
he's hungover.
Is that real? Is that right?
Yeah.
So you don't drink the first.
Don't-
Yeah, because it's always
Just
terrible.
goes-
Bloody
apparently.
hell. I like that.
I thought that was pretty good for someone
like
who's
that a lot.
Second one.
lived remotely and has no idea about anything else. Yeah, pretty good.
So you said that your brother and your dad diehard St Kilda fans, Henry.
Yeah, the Saints.
And it's Max. Max plays for St Kilda.
Yeah.
Big 205 type operator.
Yep.
He was at one of your gigs. Was
Yeah.
he just like a head and shoulders about? And Darcy Moore was the same one.
Yeah, Darcy was there as well. So Ben, I get word around that like Ben, Max King's there,
Yes.
Max King, and didn't know if it was Ben or Max to be honest.
It is Max, right?
Maxie for the Saints.
Max is there. He's
Ben's
on
got a
that, so.
skinnier head.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And he's into EDM apparently, so not our vibe. But anyway, so I get the word around Max is there, and I'm like, okay, I'll go look for him. Couldn't find him, and I'm like, something's got to be going on because surely like 2 foot
Stands
above
out,
everyone. And I go up to my dad. I'm like, have you seen Maxie at all? Like he's here, and Dad's like, oh, yeah, I saw him before, and he's like, he's not as tall as what I thought. I was like,
He's a big boy.
putting mayo on it.
massive.
He's
He
a
was
big boy.
massive.
Did Darcy Moore have his premiership medallion?
No,
Was he on the shoulders of King?
no,
That's a
unfortunately
big-
not.
That's huge.
Were
They were two big boys though.
Were the Dacos boys there?
Yeah, apparently. I
Was
just couldn't
Peter
find
somewhere
them.
there as
They were-
well?
they were down there somewhere in the mall.
We're having a look at a few things before the show, and I'm just trying to have a look at a few photos of what you boys are doing. Do you know that there may not be a photo on Google that exists with just one
Just
of you?
one
But
of the
you,
other.
you're like the Dacoses. I liken you to the
Oh,
Dacoses.
always
You can't-
together?
There's no photo of just Henry or just Dave. There's
Just a lot shitter at our
Because we're
trade.
just nothing without each other or some shit.
Yeah, there we go. Great.
Hey, Henry, quick question for you. Are you in the market for some sort of hydraulic lift at the moment?
Oh, yeah, my old man definitely is.
Yeah,
And
there
so,
you go,
so
mate.
am I. I'm a
Give
bit
us
of a, yeah. The word's got around that you've moved on to more prosperous
I have
things.
moved on to more prosperous things. I was, unduly let go.
You were talking
moved
pretty,
on, mate.
pretty.
If I moved on.
If I'm allowed to say that.
I don't know.
I don't care
I
anymore.
mean, you said their
Sure,
song
lawsuit.
shit for about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so I
their
think
song
you,
is
you've
bad,
got-
and they
you've
fired
got
me.
it clear.
But yeah, mate, if I've moved on to bigger and better things, and if you're in the market for a car hoist, or a lift,
If you need a lift,
yeah,
give Hammer a call.
Give me a call.
If you need a novated
Right,
lease, go and
that's
see
so
And
Swimply
if you,
work.
need, if you need an overtake yourself a lease, go and see Frankie and the lads.
Now, we haven't spoken about the beautiful shirt that Hamish Brayshaw
Oh,
is
yeah.
wearing. I don't know if you boys have noticed
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I mean,
looks like pretty good.
Dave and
Reasonably
Hammer,
similar.
you got on the yellow shirt train. Yours
Feeling
isn't
it.
yours isn't as beautiful as what this is.
No, you can't.
Mine was, it's not that great.
You boys are both born.
It's a nice shirt.
So you're both born in Coaching Up. You're Western Australians.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this I'll tell you what. You're
the
about to
shirt
get
for you.
you're about to get stiff with pride right now.
Yeah.
Tell them, Dan.
You're about to get fisted.
What are we?
Yeah, you are about to get
You're about
fisted.
to be stiff and you're going to get fisted.
Today we had the joy of picking up our official team polos for the Western Fisters. Obviously, thank you to ID Athletic. They do a bloody good job
Don't they
in there.
ever.
I went into the factory today. I wanted to buy everything there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
No
even
doubt.
it was just like
No doubt.
material for other people's businesses and stuff.
ID Athletic.
Looked out with heaps of jerseys and a massive stiffy.
So, boys, we have gone into the realms of
Fists.
fists of state pride, West
Yeah.
Australian state pride, and we have created the first ever Western Australian fistball side. This is a fistball.
So you're the first inaugural.
Yep.
Yes, we are the
Fistball side.
inaugural fistball side, the
history.
Western Fisters. We are playing in the national championships, championships, December 16 in Geelong, my hometown.
A
Coincidence?
lot of pressure
or not?
on that.
Interesting.
How do you get into that?
Mate. I'll tell you how you do it. That's a great question.
Tremendous
You
question.
just make a fucking team.
Yep.
Really?
Well, they didn't have a team. So, I mean, we held an invitational. About 100 people rocked up,
Right.
tried out for the team. We picked a squad. And today we announced to those squad members who made the final
made the
team.
final.
Fucking brutal cuts.
Yeah.
Some real
Go
brutal
had to make
cuts.
some calls. Hey, mate, just some bad news for you. Didn't make the
I
squad.
didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the base salary? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah, it's better than
tell-
what you were making for your last 5 years.
I'll tell you what the salary. Yeah, correct. I'll tell you what the salary is: free flights, accommodation, and the greatest uniform on earth. That's
That's
all
insane.
part of the team.
That's
That
just
is
that's
cool.
just the polo. That's not even the uniform.
Yeah.
That's just
Oh,
something
you
we
got
wear.
full.
Oh yeah, full kit, long sleeves,
Full-
shorts.
Yeah, yellow
You
shorts.
can wear pants and
long
like nice
sleeve,
shoes and like present yourselves well.
Sponsors
course.
jacket.
Yep.
Yes,
Nice.
of course. We're representing the state.
That's insane.
So
We're trying to hold a press conference next Tuesday.
where are we at with it all? I mean, we've done team selection. I booked accommodation today. Flights are pending on a few people, but
Yep.
we're flying out. So we had the discussion from a performance point of view. It's gone from complete. Let's take the piss out of this. I mean, the Western Fisters. Let's talk about fisting and you know all of that jazz. To holy shit, we're going to the
good.
national champs. We're good.
Yep.
We've got a great team.
I'm
We've
getting
got
dry needling at the physio today to like prep for it.
Oh, no
Thanks to
way.
Life Care Physio, of course.
some of the sponsorship that has
Oh,
come on board.
huge.
You should see our sponsors jacket is just absolutely incredible. Some of the people that got behind us, it's led by ID Athletic.
Obviously.
But we where was I going with that? I can't remember what I was saying.
We started off being silly,
Yes,
and now we're actually.
Shit's got
that's
real.
right.
Shit's
yes.
got real.
Like it's turned into
Yep.
me.
All of a sudden, you're back to being a professional athlete and you're competitive again.
We've got an international Swiss fistballer. She played for Switzerland 5 years. I learnt yesterday she's a one-time world champion.
No way.
One-time European champion.
and the Euros, it's all big in Europe.
She's
So it is, wow.
She's brutal. So she's our coach. She's leading us all the way through it. That's Mon, the Swiss Vista. Sorry, the Swiss Express.
Swiss Express.
We do have one other secret weapon, which we're not allowed to announce just yet.
I mean, if it's a secret, certainly not announcing it. I don't know what we're talking about.
Who came to training on Sunday?
So this is where I'm getting. Hamish, can you show the people who are watching along at home?
Yep. Unfortunately, I've been ruled out.
You've ruled yourself out. What has happened?
So, and this is another thing that leads me to believe that potentially it could be a ghost that's haunting me, because I had hurt myself about a month ago.
You kept that quiet.
Kept it quiet. Was trying to fist on.
You were fisting on.
And it's just like kept getting worse. Didn't get any better. So I got a scan on it. Anyway, I've done some stuff to my cartilage and my bone in my ankle. So I'm in a moon boot for 4 weeks. My physio said, text me on Friday night saying, mate, I got some bad news for you. I'm going to ruin your Friday night here, but you can't fist anymore.
Don't worry about your fucking Friday night or you.
Yeah.
This is bad news for the States.
Yeah.
Like,
Terrible news for the
So
state.
you're like looking pretty good, eh?
I was going to lock down that back court. I thought.
Wow.
You think you had the largest girth of fist at the
Yeah, I had the
Open?
biggest. We did our fist measurements, and my fist
We did
was the
fist
biggest.
folds.
Fist folds.
Skin folds, you would have heard of that. We did fist
Yeah,
folds.
We did fist folds. So I had the biggest fist girth-wise. And so unfortunately the girth has been removed from our squad.
The girth from Perth.
The girth from Perth has been removed.
Is out of.
And you'd be
Fistball
losing
team.
half
And
of that as well.
your brother's subbing in.
Nah, well, I don't know actually.
So
Is
there's a few things that have happened. So we are thinking and hopefully going to go train down a professional facility, Hamish, in your neck of the woods, actually.
it Wangara?
No.
It's my neck of the woods.
A fellow waffle side has potentially offered up there, Karen. This will give away which waffle side it is, but I don't really want to say it just in case it doesn't happen. But Kepler Bradley is involved in this waffle side.
come on.
And there's a few sort of back and forths with Kepler. He's been on the podcast, BackChat, Fremantle royalty.
Yeah, of course.
And the guy who was Anthony, who was our physio, asked Kepler, hey, so there's the fistball side. Is it possible to maybe use the facilities? But before he got to the facilities part, Kepler goes, they want me to fucking play. Kepler goes, they want me in the Western Fisters. So Kepler's not replacing you, but we do have a replacement for you.
Okay.
And he does come from AFL,
Two-time.
two-time premiership player.
Oh, really?
Two-time premiership player, Sydney Swan premiership player, West Coast
I
Eagles
know who it
premiership
is.
player.
Wow, Lewis Jetta.
Lewis Jetta's
Yeah.
joining the
Oh,
Western
Louis.
Fisters.
Hold it.
Good.
One of the best torpedoes you will ever see.
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
yeah.
And you
Can
should
he
see the
torpedo with his fist?
Yeah, correct.
Even better.
Think he torps well. You should see him fist, mate.
Yeah.
So Lewis Jetta
at
joins the ranks. He's got a bit to learn.
Yeah,
And
but
Monica's
he
been
picked
on
it up
him.
very quickly.
Do you think you boys could fist? Ball?
I reckon I'd be pretty
He's pretty
good.
lanky. I reckon he'd be all right.
I got a lot of reach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but whether the hand-eye gets there, probably not.
Okay.
What about
I
you
don't
jump? You got it. Some
I can jump.
High jump record.
Oh, of course.
Record
Yeah,
to
you could
20
be an attacker at the net.
Yeah,
of course.
come on.
I back in my coordination, but that's about it.
I reckon you'd be a sort of defender. So a really important part of it's the defence. Like,
The most important part, as most things are,
Back to win premierships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's a real solid 3 players at the back, just fisting, just left,
Yeah.
right,
Letting it rip.
deep fisting at the
exactly.
back.
That's sick.
That's where I reckon.
Is
you'd
it
fit
can
in
it
there.
bounce in that?
Yeah.
Can bounce in between touches. Great question again. You're
Well,
on-
so it's like volleyball, but for like, is it more accessible for people who aren't as good at
For
sport,
real
or
men,
what's the
for
go?
real
Yeah.
men.
No, but you're running around.
I would
diving,
say
it's super
it's,
active.
it's a lot easier than volleyball. Volleyball because it doesn't touch the ground.
Yeah.
It's so technically, and you got to be highly skilled and highly athletic. Fistball because it can bounce. There's more time. So you're exactly right. You're absolutely spot on.
Do you reckon like
Sounds like
how
you've
would
been.
it correlate to like doing spike ball or something? Because I tried that game the other day.
Yeah. I like it.
Fucking
Have you played
hard.
spike ball?
I have played
But
spike
we've
ball.
got the China
Yeah,
version,
one.
like the fake one,
Yes, great.
and I think the ball doesn't. It just doesn't like have
Yeah,
enough
doesn't have enough
Feels
weight,
like he's blaming the.
and you can't like So if you got a little bit of wind, you.
This is fistball, lads.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my god, that's huge.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
50-metre long courts, a 25
Oh,
each
what?
end. Basically, you're trying to get the first 2 hits to set up the striker. So Germany, best in the world.
Germany are good at it, yeah.
That is
Namibia also very good.
Namibia good.
Is there a possibility you could get to that stadium and play or something?
Yes.
If you win,
This
really
is the plan.
cool.
I don't feel like you guys are weird enough to get there by the looks of those girls.
Mate, this is the prime experience.
ESPN 10.
Yeah, correct. This is what a real athlete looks like. I've actually realised after 15 years as an AFL player, I may have put my money where I didn't need to. I don't know what the saying I'm looking for, but I really should have been putting my talents to
Fist
South
where
Beach
your mouth
in
is.
fistball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's
So that's the fistball update this week. Hamish is out.
I'm
We've
out.
got our polos.
Okay.
Yes, he's in.
Miserations.
Thanks.
Jet
Yeah, it was
boy
actually
in.
really disappointing, but
That
I'll be there in spirit and potentially there physically as well.
Could
So
we did talk about a theme song, and we did at the top of this
True.
talk about take the piss out of the West Coast theme
Get
song.
Birds of
Cat
Tokyo
Empire.
tour.
Could we get Old Mervs to write the Western Fisters theme song? I mean, I know they're busy and
I mean,
back
my
at
answer
we
farm
could
work.
do it under another name so the record label doesn't go no get dogged.
Nah, we'll do
Get
it.
fisted.
100%.
Dave and Henry from Cogent Up or
The Koji.
Haven Denry
Fists.
from
Haven Denry.
Lodge and
Haven
Up.
Great.
Haven Denry sounds like a sick servo name, like a town
Yeah.
with a
Haven
sick
Denry.
chicken
Best
cheese
bang
sausage.
ring
eh?
Haven
everywhere.
Dannery.
Oh my god. Seriously, do you like chicken cheese sausages? They are so good. I had one the other day. They're like garlic Kiev ones. Like, you know, you get a Kiev like when you're like mum's hell lazy and doesn't want to cook a nice dinner. Well, that's what mum says when she does it. Like,
Shout out, Mum.
she says that it's like every like Sunday roast. It's like Sunday Kiev and like microwaved broccoli,
Yep.
which is actually my favourite meal by her. And that's no disrespect. It just comes really good out of the packet.
Great.
But it was like that. It's just like a chicken Kiev, but
I'm
in
more
a
of a
sausage.
lasagna topper guy. Lasagna toppers.
Lasagna toppers
Oh,
are
they're
nice.
good.
Boys, what's coming up? Old Mervs. Tell us.
Break.
Yeah, break. Thank God.
We got
We've
December off, and then we're going touring.
got touring in Jan. We're doing a regional tour. So yeah, if you're feeling a bit funky and you want to go for a weekend trip from Perth, or if you're down in the Burbs and Margaret River or Bun Vegas or any
Esperance,
place like that.
Mandurah
Esperance as well. Mandurah.
Debut.
Hey, Henry, I
Mandurah.
know you're a drummer, mate, but you got to speak into your microphone in
Oh,
front of you, mate.
sorry.
Do you need
And
some sticks
what
to
else are we doing? We've got. We're writing a few songs at the moment. That's what we're supposed to
Yeah.
be doing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
really.
been
Is that what-
pretty stagnant.
Is that what bands do when you're not playing on tour? You're writing songs? Is that a stupid
Yeah,
question?
We've
Most-
had 2 writing sessions in the last 2 years
Yeah.
together,
And we've practiced probably 5 times.
and not enough you would say, but we're doing more now.
Great.
So
So
what does it just come to you, and you're just sitting there, and you just?
I do a lot of mucking around, like by myself, like in the just every now and then,
Yep.
and then we'll
I
take
do
it.
nothing.
Take it to Henry, and then just like when we're jamming, it's either jamming something that I've done or it's something from scratch, and that's like, it ends up being half and half. Like half of them will be the ones that I brought in, and then half of them will be just like a bottle of wine and see what happens, sort of thing, which is hell fun.
We have
Like,
not ever drunk a bottle of wine, but
Close enough.
well,
we'll
yeah,
take that.
yeah.
He just
no.
drinks it before he gets to your house.
So we can go regional and see you boys. I wouldn't mind going to see you in Mandurah. I mean, it was a good show when we went down the
It's
inside.
very good.
Mm.
Big crowd. Every person in the crowd was singing every lyric.
It's a hot, sweaty pit. It's so fun. That's like the indie bar's like our local, like where we would always gig at the start, like especially during COVID, because it was the only place open where like the capacity was like.
They're a bit dodgy with the pool area. They were
Not
able
really.
to
It's
put
just
their
it worked
capacity
because
out
it was
to,
such a big area. You could actually have 400 people there, like legally,
Great.
and yeah, I love that place.
Everyone's standing in boxes watching it.
Yeah, the
watching
2 meter,
it.
the 2 meter rule applies. They drain the pool.
2 metre
People standing at
Peter.
the bottom. There's your 2 meters.
Yeah.
I feel like they've recently filled the pool. I went there the other night and it was looking really nice.
Yeah, so the news is, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but the news is that I think they're getting rid of the pool.
What?
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Damn. I was always wanting to swim in that.
There's no way they get rid of that.
I'd never go in that.
Well, that's
functioning
apparently the health and safety, and it's like, no shit, but like, has gotten on top of them. It's
Yeah, I
probably
did
not
have a
surprise.
mate jump in there
Yeah,
for
jump
like,
in
he
there.
made a good bit of coin. I think a few people were like, I'll give
No
you
one gave him the
$50.
money, though.
No, he smart
did?
guy. He got them to transfer him before he did it.
Oh, smart.
Now, before we let you guys leave and sit over there and watch the rest of the podcast with some beers, you both infiltrated the West Coast Eagles this year. So I hosted Ask Simo, right, with Adam Simpson. What a year to do it. I mean, what a
One of the
year.
great years to do it.
Wooden spooners. Oh, Simo, how'd this week go, mate? Pretty well? No. And he used to give me nothing. Anyway, so my stipulated at the start of doing that show, so I'm going to wear whatever I like. I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not wearing...
Team polo.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
doing West Coast. I'm going to wear whatever I like. So about the 3rd or 4th week, I think I wore this one in here, Old Mervs. But Simo had started critiquing my outfits. Oh, what are you wearing here? What are you wearing there? And I would go back at him just as hard. Anyway, he's like, "Who are the? Do you boys remember?
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
yeah.
Infiltrated.
Now I'm wearing a jumper today.
Yes,
It's Old Mervs.
That's right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know anything about that, Simo. What sort of music do you like to listen to? And he said,
Well, that was in Ask Simo. How did I
yeah,
not
Michael
know this?
Bublé. Yeah, Michael Bublé and other things that he enjoys to
Yeah.
listen to.
See a
Hey,
bit cynical, was he?
You boys,
towards you? Simo? Shit.
you boys infiltrated the system. Well done.
Yeah,
it was good.
yeah. I thought I'd get on the social.
That was a
there
good
and
good call by Henry. Usually I tell him not to, but
And what was really awkward was they won like their first game in like 7 rounds that week. So then we had all these smart ass West Coast supporters start commenting again, and I'm like, yeah, like grow
You
up.
should have
But-
kept. You should have kept receipts. You like the wooden spoon, you clowns. We've got plenty of merch hanging around for you boys. We've got some
Yep.
new merch out that we're going to deck you boys out. All you have to do you just have to wear them every gig.
Every gig,
Every
yeah.
gig that
Yep,
you
so
do.
these are
every
done.
show.
Don't wash it
every
either.
film
It'll be
clip.
better than any of his outfits. The tennis ball one especially.
What's
Yeah,
the
he
tennis
said I
ball?
look like a
That's the tennis ball one right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The Wilson tennis ball.
Yes, sponsored by Wilson.
Yeah, so if you could do that, because we do that for you. So if you just wear BackChat gear, Yeah.
Every time.
Every gig gets
Whenever you
done.
play.
Yeah. It'd be a better deal than any clothing store's given us. So
Great.
take
We're happy to become your official
done.
merchandise.
I'd take the beer as well, but that might be a bit expensive.
Okay, we can do that. Shelter and BackChat bring you Old Mervs for a regional national tour next year. When is it, boys? January, Feb, somewhere there?
Jan, Feb.
But your new album that just came out went wild, right?
Yeah, it went all right.
It debuted at number 2 in the country.
Oh yeah.
That was
that thing. Yeah,
The Kid Leroy like beat us, but it's
bloody Kid Leroy.
Did you get to number 1?
Nah.
Motherfucker.
you
We just
only go there
went
for a
easy
week.
on him because he's a kid. That's what I said.
Are rankings and charts and stuff just like podcast land? Like, if you get to number 1, it's awesome. But other than that, you're not. It's very.
We
irrelevant.
really
irrelevant.
could not give a fuck.
Yeah, great. It's exactly what podcast ranks. Yeah,
nice.
correct.
It's nice, but it's like
It's the only value it gives is your friends go, oh, that's really cool. But anyone in the
Doesn't give you
industry is
any
like,
money,
yeah,
right?
you just sell a few shirts and hide a little bundle under there and you get a chart. So
Great.
I see Carl from the Southern River Band always puts up his photos that he's trending in like all these weird countries.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good at the
Different songs are
moment.
trending in Sweden and
30,
this one's in Germany. and all of a
Namibia
sudden
is absolutely
all
popping.
of a
off.
sudden,
Yeah.
Love Romance
This-
is number 4 in Ghana or something. It's
Yeah, this
hilarious.
morning he's gone berserk again. He's had like 15 different countries. Half of them I don't know existed. And he's just popping. I'm loving it. It's hats off to that man because I love him to death.
Oh, man.
He's doing what he loves and we love it. He's a good person.
So he played with you. He played with you.
Yeah,
at
he
the
did that
gig.
night.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Played with you
Came
at the
played
gig.
Stuck in the Middle with
Stuck in the
you.
middle with you.
Got him to play guitar solo and he I've always wanted to play with Southern River Band, right? And when we first started, he said he was going to get us a gig and he wimped out of it. I was pretty
That's what I
disappointed.
feel about that.
And then now I'm like, we're not big enough yet to get them to support us. But if we ever were, they'd be like too good as a support because they'd play and everyone would be like, holy shit, that was insane.
Never do it.
And then we get up and it's kind of like...
Everyone leaves.
So it's like the hope's gone.
Can you just do like a, I don't know, like I don't,
Like a Southern River Band sandwich. Like they play, you jump up for a bit, then
they play,
Maybe
then you
half
play,
and half.
and then you play together.
Just go one on, one off, wax
Yeah,
on.
one off. Yeah. Bit of WWE.
It would
Yeah.
make sense for sure.
We got anything else for the boys? Did you get anything else in the press release that we're meant to ask them?
don't ask about what aren't we allowed to ask about? New EP, Give It Up, came out November 10. That's good. The band continues.
It's
Here we go.
yeah,
the
second
band continues
on
to
the
start
chart. It's good,
shows
yeah.
around the country with fans loving the epic sing-alongs and raucous shows.
Raucous.
Raucous. See, I didn't know that word when you did that.
Yep.
Did you do that?
I didn't do it.
You met at Coach Up Primary School or something like that. And they have elite merch, which is
They do have elite
very
merch.
good
They
merch.
have fucking elite merch.
Thank you, James.
Boys, we appreciate you coming
Yeah,
in and joining
pleasure.
us here at BackChat. We follow you closely, even though you're Freo fans. We do have a Freo connection here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I love you,
know
brother.
friend to the family.
I love your brother.
Shit, oath. Fuck the Eagles. I am
You
a
are now. You
Freo
converted
fan.
recently.
Fucking oath.
boys,
Fremantle, Melbourne.
anything for us before we let you go?
Love the Coasters.
Nah.
Great.
I think Freo will have West Coast this year. That's what I'm going to.
Well,
Gonna
let's
leave.
end
Couldn't agree
on
more.
that. Freo
Couldn't agree
spank
more.
West Coast in 2024.
Absolutely smack 'em.
And let's get yourself a novated lease.
Novate yourself. Novated yourself a lease.
Fleet Network.
Fleet Network.
Hear from our friends. Fleet Network. If you don't know already and you would like to know, it'll save you money. It'll help your budget. And
do
you can
those
get
things.
one of the cars that you want to get and drive around. I don't like cars. I just need somewhere to get from point A to point B. Fleet Network can do that for you while saving you money if you are employed by anybody.
Yep.
That is a qualification you need. You need to be an employee.
I'm one of those.
You could be an employer and it could help you, but employees, you go to Fleet Network, they sort your shit out, and then you get yourself a car, a brand new one.
Yeah, you Novated yourself a lease and
And
you're away.
you literally you just give it over to Frank and the boys. They handle it with your employer.
Everything. There's apps.
great.
You put expenses through there. They pay you back your money. It's all inclusive. You pay one fee for the month. So I don't know. You get down there. You get yourself an Isuzu car that I've got. It's fucking great.
The D-Max.
Yeah, the D-Max, Isuzu D-Max. You go, all right, here's your Isuzu D-Max. They say, here's the amount of money you need to pay a month. That's all we heard from you. That's all she wrote. There's the money.
Drive away,
There's
no
the
more
car.
to pay. Shit,
Well,
yeah.
there's some to pay.
There's obviously more to pay. It's an ongoing lease. That's the whole point.
You know what though? Last week I got my
Drive away, no more to pay until next month. You have to pay again.
I got my car serviced, so
Idiot.
I'm not with Fleet Network right now, and I'm
Yes.
working
You idiot.
towards getting a fleet service.
Yes.
Went and got my car service. I dropped it off, did all that stuff. The guy was showing me all these forms. I was like, how much am I going to pay? He's like, do you want the extra $45? The oil thing. I was like, man, I don't know anything about this. I should just be with
Just
Fleet
bundle
Network.
it all in one cost
Exactly.
and give it to me. But yeah, pay this. You got to pay this. How about you send some money here?
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. I'm going to call Frank and the boys.
Fleetnetwork.com.au to choose your next vehicle and leave the rest to their dedicated team of experts. Great. Oh.
Tell me when you get solo, oh, we forget what you came for.
Yeah, that's Old Mervs. They were fun. We liked having them in, even though they're Freo fans. Now, what is this?
This is a yellow shirt.
You
I was just
think
saying
it's too yellow?
Well, I mean, the lighting on that is different than real
That's
life,
fine.
but I can still look down and see it's yellow.
Do you want to know the logic behind it?
Yes, please.
So we're walking through the airport.
We will be walking through the airport.
We'll be walking through the airport. I'm just putting you into first-person mode. Like, we're walking through the airport. People look at a big group. We're all in black polos, black shorts, and a black jacket.
Going to like
No one
some
cares.
bakery convention.
No one cares. No one's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You walk through
Yeah.
in West Australian yellow.
Yeah. Turn a few heads.
I
With our
reckon,
fists out.
I reckon you're signing signatures in the airport, and no one will ever know who you are, and that's the point.
I think the rule for us, if we sign any signatures... Indy, can you throw me that pen for a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I think best catch. I think if we sign any autographs, it has to be like this, like
In
signed
fist form.
In fist form.
Yes.
So you can't write like that. You grab the pen, yeah, mate. No worries. That's our rule
that's
for any
very good.
fistball signatures.
Now, there's been a bit going on.
Bit going on. We have two new fathers at the West Coast Eagles.
You have two new dads.
Yeah, two new dads. Liam Duggan, Oscar Allen, co-captains
massive.
for 2023.
Did we?
Four.
Look, people listening will know I can never remember what I speak about on this show. I swear to God, we spoke about this on
Yeah, we
Monday.
did because
I said it was down to Liam Duggan and Oscar Allen.
you said it a while ago that you think they'd be co-captains. Because I am a co-captain, and you said I said, I don't know if I'm all for it. You said, but you're a co-captain. What do you mean? Anyway, then we had that conversation. But yeah, tremendous.
So how do we feel? I feel great.
I'm feeling happy about it. I'm just loving the look of Duggo's moustache at the moment. Look at it.
So Duggo was disappointed in his haircut. Spoke to Duggo offline, and he was disappointed. So basically, I caught up with Oscar during the week. They didn't know until they got called into a meeting room, told they were co-captains, and they went to the press conference.
That's huge.
They didn't want it leaked.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Yeah, right.
And so they've gone straight upstairs. But Duggo's filthy and flat because
he didn't do his hair properly.
His hair, he's not happy with it. He hasn't had the trim done. Have a look at it.
Who cares? Tell you
The
what,
moustache.
Still a handsome man.
he's so hot.
So-
I look at these two and think, well, it's just the co-captaincy works. It's your classic double sex symbol for mine.
Yes.
Oscar is your pretty boy, and Duggo's your hot man. Like,
Right.
just a real sexy looking dude, I think.
They have. I agree with that. So
Just they complement each other really well.
they've taken the. I would say they've taken the safe option, West Coast. I think that if Oscar Allen, and this is nothing on Duggo, this is totally about Oscar. I think they think he's too young to captain the side by himself, and having a Liam Duggan is the perfect move because
absolutely.
like Duggo, they're not yin to yang, but I think they'll cover each other's weaknesses where needed. But it's a safe move by West Coast.
They did say in the video where
They're
they
probably
had,
not in a position to go out in a limb, are they?
No.
In that video where they had that electric guitar just on loop in the background, like really loud, which was annoying for me in the video.
I didn't say. I don't watch
background music. They mentioned in the meeting that the votes were so close between the two that. So I don't know how that works.
Look, co-captain sitting next to us. I don't reckon it's just pure player vote.
It's got nothing to do with the player vote.
Great, thank you.
The way that captaincy votes work is the board and the coaches have an idea in their head of who they want.
Yep.
And they want to ratify that.
Yeah, they want to be like, hey, the players also want this. If it's glaringly the other way, like if we walked into a board meeting and the board said, now we want Hammer and Scully to be our two co-captains,
Yes.
and they asked
Playing group.
they asked the 40 playing group, and I got 1 vote, Scully got none, and Dan got 39 votes, you would be the captain.
Of course.
They would be like, well, that's just a majority. But if it's close enough. And
They already know.
They already know who they want. That's the way it's going.
It's not like
the vote really meant nothing.
It's not like a vote in politics where you have to obey to what the public say.
No, it's not. You're
No,
right. You're right. It's not an election.
It's
somewhat
a dictatorship. But like that, I think they would have got the votes. Those two would have led the vote.
Yeah.
But
TB would have had some.
TB would have had. It didn't matter.
I think it's the right
Great
call.
call.
Yeah, I agree.
West
I think
Coast,
it's a good call.
onwards and upwards, and certainly can't go downwards.
Exactly.
It's a long
Mitch,
way
I am
up.
still a West
It's
Coast
a long
fan,
way
by the
up
way,
for
for
West
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking
Well,
tell you that
it's a
right
long way
now.
up.
Past player and etc. I love him to death, but go for
yeah,
it.
you'd die for that club, wouldn't you?
No, I
Up the
wouldn't.
Giants.
I would not.
Mitch Johnson, friend of the family, he's been
Oh,
on
yeah.
BackChat. One of our
OG.
first
Set
10
when
guests,
we
I
had
reckon.
him looks amazing.
Yeah,
what have
it
we been
was,
doing
yeah.
here? It's like clean, it's white, it's crisp.
Yeah.
Mitch
There's also
Johnson.
a lot less. There was a lot less going on at that time.
A lot less pressure, wasn't
A
there?
lot less pressure. He's like, I just woke up one morning. I was looking on Twitter. Mitch Johnson's trending. I thought, oh no, like has he passed away or something?
Right.
You know, I got scared for a
Morbid.
second. I know. Well, I don't know why that's where my head went. But
He has come
he's
so
gone whack.
far off the long run. It's one of the longest runs I've seen.
Ben Brown style.
Yeah, he has come so
Take it
far off
right
it,
back.
and he has just gone whack. He's clean bowled, straight middle stumped.
I should get Twitter. You always say this stuff about it.
Have you not seen what's going on?
I don't know, mate. I'm not on it.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
boy.
Have you
Okay.
boys seen this? You know what I'm talking about? Wow, mate, you don't need to, mate. Mitch Johnson's come out and basically said Dave Warner has let the country down. He with Sam Baby-Go. It's a disgrace.
Doesn't deserve a retirement
Or
series.
to name when he. Have you got some quotes from this thing?
Yeah. Sorry,
So-
here we go.
Yeah, well, we probably should just quote.
As we prepare for David Warner's farewell series, can somebody please tell me why? Why a struggling test opener gets to nominate his own retirement date? And why a player at the centre of one of the biggest scandals in Australian cricket history warrants a hero send-off?
Well, and then he just continued to tee off. George Bailey, new
Wow.
chairman of selectors. He didn't miss him either.
He said the handling of Warner in recent years, who played with Bailey in all three forms, raises the question of whether Bailey was simply too quickly out of playing and into the job and too close to some of the other players.
Johnson's coming at
Shit.
Bailey. He's coming at Davey Warner.
Wow.
Kawaja's out today, coming at Mitch Johnson. Mitch Johnson, of course, was going at Cummins last year, saying he
Yep.
was gutless for getting rid of Langer.
Yep.
Cricket is.
Awesome.
Hey, we love the BBL and we love the Scorchers.
We do.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
Cricket as a sporting political landscape is fucking grim.
It's toxic.
They're toxic. There's the leadership's fine. That they got cheaters. They got like
the selection issues.
mate. It's a disgrace.
It is.
There's Australian people. Look, I'm not saying Mitch Johnson's right or wrong here either. What does irk me is the New South Wales cricketing media fraternity. That some of them get quite a few stories through Cricket Australia, and
Yep.
they send the wagons right around their New South Wales compatriots. So we got a few over there. Malcolm Conn's getting amongst it. There's a few others over there. They come at Mitch Johnson. He's paid to write an opinion piece.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not. Like, that's literally what he thinks.
And he's not
I don't
gone
understand
that,
how.
he's not gone that far off the of what.
It really pissed me off that we got all journos coming at players for writing opinion pieces. I can see the tone and see the tone. No respect given.
George Bailey said, "I hope he's okay."
Yeah, he
Came
tried
out
to
and
pull
said-
the mental health card.
Who did he say that about? Dave
Mitch
Warner
Johnson.
or Mitch Johnson?
He said about Mitch Johnson. Look, it's been a shit show, Hammer.
It's been a shit show.
get on
But do you know what we deserve? We deserve a bit of Cam Bancroft back in the Test side. What's
so-
that man need to do to get a game?
I think he needs to make 8 double tons consecutively.
Why is he
And
not
then
in
be
the
a
team?
sniff.
Why? Mitch Johnson would say it's because George Bailey doesn't want to drop Dave Warner.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so since October 2022, 1,457 runs, an average of 58, 6 tons,
Averaging 60.
and that's well above some of the other guys that.
Davey Warner's averaging under 30. I know that.
Jeebus.
He's about 27. I think he's had 4 tons. He had that big double ton that he hit, and he was like paralysed.
Yep,
Was it against England?
probably.
Was
I
that
don't
one
know.
where he was cramping?
I think we need to get Cam Bancroft into the state team. Into the
He's in there. He's already in
into
state
the-
football team.
Into the national team. I think we need to
Yeah.
get him in the baggy green.
We'll say this, Cam. If you're sort of sick and tired of always being sick and tired, Anastasia areas, not getting in the Test side, well, there's a spot on the Fistball team, on the Western Fisters.
Well,
and
there's
it's
not.
there.
I will tell you, there's not. There's not a spot.
We could pay.
I'm sorry, Cam.
We could pay for that
No,
spot.
I'm sorry, Cam. No, you didn't come
Come and
to the
try out for
Invitational.
next year.
Don't worry, Cam. I got you.
Yeah, but we love you and we want you in the team.
You did mention the BBL. That we're doing some very cool stuff. We got to go to Optus Stadium recently. Check out where we're going to be making these podcasts. It's very exciting.
Did you run
this
around there
alignment.
nude yet?
Yeah, thought about that this week, and I thought we really need to bring that up.
Because you haven't done that from
haven't.
memory.
And then
Look.
what did you have until the end of the year? Do you have until next footy season? What?
Sorry
before you
for bringing
die.
it
Like,
up.
what's
So, what was the deal?
If North Melbourne,
West
if
Coast
West
Wooden
Coast
Spoon.
won the Wooden Spoon, you would run around a lap of up the stadium.
Yeah, you're
nude.
convinced they wouldn't.
Yeah,
Look, I haven't done that. No,
yeah, understood.
We will be at Optus Stadium 5 times in the next month and a half, so there will be ample
But that,
opportunity.
yeah, there'll be a
But-
crowd there. Makes
Well, there'll
it
be a
awfully
crowd there.
difficult.
We will be employed both. Well, I guess working with
Yeah.
the Scorchers as well as Cricket Australia, some sort of involvement.
Yes.
So I feel like if I do pull the trigger on the nude run,
Yeah.
we won't be going back.
We just did like that online test. You know, you go to like what's it called, like an orientation, and I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure
the
there's probably
Optus
something in
orientation.
there around like.
I've had
Do
to
not
do-
run
I've had
nude
to do
around
that.
the
Yeah.
Hey
what.
Nick, can you do us a favour and bring up a video of our guy Min Woo Lee?
Oh yeah, what a star!
Because you know how much I love my golf.
you
and
are a massive golf fan.
always been a big guy out in the
Min
links.
Woo.
This was
let's have a look at
fucking
this
awesome.
Have a look at this shot. He is
Oh,
in the
so nice.
bush.
So he's in the rough, hitting off tan
He's
bar.
not in the rough. He's in the bark, mate.
That's what I just said.
Sorry.
That's anyway, technically rough, as you'd say in golf. But anyway, this is on the 18th. He's teed off.
We've
He's
just
tugged
watched
it left.
We're just watching.
We've just
him.
watched the hit 8 times.
So I think there's a problem with the video.
He puts that. Okay,
Draw.
I'll
Oh,
explain
yeah,
what
it's a
happened.
nice swing.
He hits that, and
Really
it's like
nice
a 230-meter draw that he has to hit out of these trees. Hits the green, 1-2, steps back. We're about to see it, and it lands about.
Look at the walk off. He
Yeah.
can't even see where he's hitting it.
Finishes about 2 feet from the hole, knocking eagle. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Really tough to see the ball there, but fuck me. It was close. He tapped it in for an eagle. Not too bad, mate, itself.
When's he coming
That
on
was
the
fucking
podcast?
good.
When's
He's
he
come
coming
on.
When's he coming on the podcast?
It's going to be. I'll get him.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's going to. Anyway,
Great.
the last
This will be like
day.
the nude run off to
The last day of the last hole, he was 2 shots off the lead. Going onto this hole, he needed to eagle to tie the lead. He went right, so he went the other way, which was devastating.
Pulled the other one out.
So he couldn't do had no access to the green, hit it above a bunker. There was a whole thing he had to drop it, needed to hole out. He'd holed out already twice. Fucked. He didn't and lost, but
He's
he
still
came third.
In your
And
life.
yeah, one of the great golfers going around. I think he's like 38th in the world now. or
Some
something.
of his behaviour on Twitter and social media has been extraordinary.
Oh yeah, let him cook.
Yes.
That
The
is
chef.
He's
Hey,
called himself Mr. Chipinski. Dr.
Chipinski.
Dr. Chipinski.
Yeah.
He's referring to himself in the first
Yeah,
person.
Dr.
like that.
Chipinski, because he's holed out like 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
What's
which is just
what's hold out?
or chip in, hold out. It's like when you're off the green and you
Put it straight in the hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a hole in one, but you're not driving. So it's like hitting
It's
it off the
not like a
fairway.
hole in one, but like it's
It's like a hole in one, except
it's a hole in
you've had
one
other
if,
shots
if the
before.
hole was 20 meters.
great.
That's like a hole in one, except you have shots before it.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's just getting the ball in.
Yeah.
yeah,
Golf. Let's golf.
yeah. It's like a slam dunk, but you're not playing basketball.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You send it, we read it.
if it's
Indy's
good.
going to get that sting. Oh, you ready to go? Let's hit it.
Hey.
Oh boy.
You said it, we read it.
If it's good.
If it's good.
Now, if
we-
you haven't seen Leadable Cameras and you missed Lidio's giant head on Oxford Street, please do. This is who this is brought to you by.
Of course. And if you do have an email that you want to send us, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. And also, you can also email hello@backchatstudios.com.au. You can
Don't
email
do both,
and
though.
they'll still come through.
Don't do
Yes.
both. We get 2 emails.
Yeah, I am.
We're already inundated.
Just giving my work selfless plugs here, but I was at work today.
That's literally
and-
what this podcast
I know.
is.
At AIQ Australia. Anyway, Rachel, who is our marketing lady, came in to work and had, instead of like a work bag, had the Leadable Cameras bag.
Wow.
I was like, I know that fucking head. That's Lydio. Didn't say that to her, but I was like, yeah, respect.
You've just given me a moment. It happened during the week that I completely forgotten about. I was with my 2 kids down at the pool. No, actually, one of my kids, Sid, the younger one, took a day off with him on Friday, swimming around, just minding my own business in the kids' pool. And as an adult in the kids' pool, it's grim. You're crawling around in like waist deep water. There's
There's
fucking
Lydio
piss
doing the
everywhere.
bombies.
No, Lydio wasn't there.
You get on the froggy slide.
So another dad coming in the opposite direction, having the worst time ever, just like me as well, came past and he just like, not loud, but enough for just me to hear, he goes, up the Western Fisters. And then kept going past me. Never saw him again,
Never
didn't have
seen
a
him,
conversation.
yeah. Brilliant.
So I know he'll be listening, and that was incredible scenes.
Was it a ghost?
Down at Beatty Park.
It could have been a ghost.
Yes. Come on. Read us some
Backchatstudios.com.au. Mumba Digital making the world's best website over there for us.
You boys got a website?
Oh, well, I was just talking about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, great.
we got
Mumba
you.
Digital will set you boys up. I'll tell you what, you're going to walk out of here with a merch deal, a beer deal, and a new website.
We have got a website, oldmervs.com.
Oldmervs.com.
Not very good.
It's not very
It's
good.
not very
Mumba
good.
Digital
Not
sort
made
that
by
for you.
Mumba Digital. Okay. This first one's from Stephen. Christmas greetings, gang. Way too early for Christmas greetings. Stephen, we'll say that.
December already,
Uh,
so give Stephen some slack.
Okay.
Well, you're happy with the Christmas greeting?
As long
not
as it's in
Christmas Day.
December. Anything in December can be greeted with Merry Christmas for mine.
December
Oh
1.
my
Merry
God.
Not Merry Christmas.
Merry
but like-
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hi, guys.
greetings.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas cheer comes the 1st
On the 3rd of December.
Comes the 1st of December
Fuck
for mine.
me. Oh,
Merry
fucking hell.
Christmas, mate.
That's outrageous.
Anything
Merry
Christmassy
I
can
reckon
happen
he's
in the
regretted
month of
saying that.
December. No,
As soon as those words came out of his mouth, I reckon he
the Merry Christmas was a bit early.
This says
Christmas cheer.
last week when you were
I'll
talking.
get a strong latte. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, mate. December 26th, you saying it?
No, any time in Christmas.
Okay.
What post Chrissy? You can say
No, you can't. Boxing Day.
That
you
moves
can't
to
say
Happy
it.
New Year.
No, it's way too early for Happy. It's not the New Year.
Happy New Year on the 26th of December.
It's all the same, mate.
That's outrageous.
Christmas cheer for the month of December.
You're all out of whack. You need a calendar.
It's a fucking ghost. Anyway, keep going.
Last week, when you were talking about demerit points and the road racer Dan, I mentioned that Daddy Dino took some points so Dan could keep his freedom of honking at elderly people on the roads.
Hope Stephen's a cop.
It jogged my memory of one
Dad,
of
you're arrested. Go straight to jail.
it jogged my memory of one of the first episodes you recorded of BackChat 2.0.
Wow.
In this episode, you had a thrilling segment of Dan's challenge.
Yeah, Dan's challenge. It was the second episode we ever did.
Scotty says challenge wrong. Where you called and found out how many demerit points you had. If my memory serves me correctly, Dan won and gloated about being a better driver than Will, with no mention of Daddy Dino saving his back. I believe an apology is needed, and it to be known that Scully is the winner of the last ever Dan's challenge. Ho ho ho!
Merry fucking Christmas, Stephen.
Way too much Christmas.
So
stuff.
this is the second episode we ever did, and we're like, fucking hell, like this
What are we
is
talking
episode
about?
2. It's like, fuck.
What are we talking
we're
about?
like, did episode 1? Like, we're back. Episode 2 is like, fuck, what are we going to talk about now?
Yeah.
And Dan was like, it's all right, I've got an episode. I've got another thing. We'll do Dan's challenge.
I reckon you threw that
Close.
at me when like you got me to come on here regularly. You're like, we need you to come up with a reasonably regular challenge. And then we went to the servo and paid $20
true.
for just whatever you could
That was
eat.
good.
It was
And we
incredible.
just never did it again.
Well, that's on you, mate. That's not on us.
That's me. I'm going to start something in the new year.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Was there a question?
No, we need Dan to apologise.
I'm sorry for having a father who like took demerit. What's the apology that I
that
that I
you're not
drove-
as good a
better
driver
driver.
as Scully.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry that I said I was a better driver.
Yep.
Scully's obviously a better driver.
Way better. Yeah.
Good morning,
Thanks,
gents.
Daddy. Thanks, Daddy.
No, I'm not going to say that. Good morning, gents. I was going to say about like not throwing my car keys. Anyways, good morning, gents. I release. I met.
Got him.
Release.
Got him.
Charlize Theron.
I realise I may have missed the fist-shaped boat, but if it's still of value, I'd be willing to offer my services as the Western Fisters team dietitian. As a current former athlete, I'm not including you in this, Dan. You know the value of optimizing nutrition for performance, and I imagine fisting is no different, and you're absolutely spot on there.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in fueling your fists appropriately, I'm here for it. Cheers, Jake Shaw.
Look, Jake. I'm as we discovered with the Body Magic Challenge, I'm well and truly off the bandwagon with my fitness, and I would look, a dietitian would be great, but you've still got to commit to it. Like,
Yeah, I've still got to make the food.
Yeah, correct. You can tell me what to eat, but I'm probably not going to eat it.
If a chef came on here and said, I'm going to prepare all your meals for the next 2 weeks.
I'll be down with the chef.
If you're a chef, you got 2 weeks to hit us up. We are inquire within.
Okay, this is from Tom Carmody. Hey, legends, off the back of the Kepler Bradley interview and him not getting his trophy for goal kicking with 25 goals, it got me thinking about my underwhelming sporting trophy. So Kepler told us that he won the best goal kicker of the season with 25 goals. Back in under 18s footy here in Canberra, I won the leading goal kicker for the Gung Harlan Jets for the season.
The Jets.
Legend alert.
Go the Jets.
I kicked 4 goals for the season, and I got a trophy that said 4 goals on it.
Oh my! But please,
Unfortunately, I've lost the trophy.
No.
But probably a good thing considering we lost by 200 points nearly every week. So
I would love to have the. I would put that trophy right here.
that is that good.
So-
I love the show.
It's leading goal kicker trophies.
How about we get him a new trophy?
We should. That's actually a really good idea. The very first season of West Coast AFLW,
Yes.
we lost every game and it was not great.
It was close.
No, it wasn't. Hayley Bullis led our leading goal kicker. She kicked I think we kicked 4 goals for the whole year because we were bad and the gap was massive.
Seems. I wonder why.
Anyway.
Couldn't kick goals.
Yeah. So Hayley kicked 2, kicked like 1 legitimate goal, and then was like the ball was up, had a ball up in the goal square for us, and like she'd run through as a midfielder, been almost pushed in the back, so probably could have got a free kick for it, but like the ball hit her back, the back of her heel and went in, so she didn't even mean to kick the goal. Bounced off her foot and went in. And at the best and fairest, they didn't do, like they had a trophy for her, but they didn't do like a leading goal kicker award. They just gave it to her on the side because Haley Billis leading goal kicker 2 goals. They gave it to her on the side. So I think we should get that guy his leading goal kicker award for 4 goals.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Hey, BackChat is currently listening through episode 126 and was pleasantly reminding myself of snip stories, and I thought I needed to share mine. Great, we haven't had one for a while.
Yep.
I was going for the chop after child number 3, but my lovely wife did mention there'd be a divorce shortly after I committed.
Yes.
She clearly loves children, and I wasn't game enough to call her bluff. So it was delayed for a 4th.
So now you're divorced. Best story ever.
It was delayed for a 4th. The one-time wonder. I gave her one chance, and guess what? She took it.
Fuck.
Along comes my 4th. So off to the specialist, copped a feel, ticked a few boxes, and booked myself in. He did start the questionnaire of, are you sure? I stopped him in his tracks where the fact that I've just had my 4th daughter, and he signed off there and then. Fast forward to the day of the chop. Lying there on the workshop table with a room full of docs and nurses, and asked for their attention. Now, everyone, please make sure that today that will be your best work you've ever done. It was well received with some decent smiles and chuckles. Well done.
Got the room going.
Oh, yeah, got the room going before.
He's got the golden gun hanging out. He's just shooting absolute one shot, one kill.
Then my follow-up. Also, keep in mind, I'll be heading to the footy tonight after this. Now, this statement received some solid out loud laughter, and that was it. Lights out. Apologies. This is now a week or so later in writing this. A couple hours later, I've dropped off to my cousin's bar, 3Bs, just a 5-minute stroll from Optus towards the Crown. Shout out Jacko at 3Bs.
Shout out. What the fuck is happening?
Few pints of shoulder down the hatch. Walk across Optus up the stairs to the peasant seats for a few more pints. After a stellar victory, it's back down the stairs, across the lawn into 3Bs to celebrate.
This is what your stories sound like, just so you know.
Yeah, but mine are fucking funny.
Never even
awesome
a slight bit of pain.
Succinct.
Well done, Dr. Thyer, and well done to my now useless testicles.
I got a question.
Shout out to his test.
P.S.
Shout out to his useless testicles.
Here's a link to the highlights of the win from 16th of April 2021.
Respect.
I'm not going to watch that.
Question for his testicles.
Yeah.
So he said there that his wife gave he agreed to one more chance. Does
Yeah.
that mean like
She had 3 girls,
yeah?
and you get... Well, okay.
No, so my question for him was like, was that one more chance like you're gonna fuck one more time and
Yes.
just hope for the best?
Yes.
And then just like got pregnant?
Yeah, he said,
Far out.
we're gonna have unprotected sex one
One
more
more
time,
time.
and if you get pregnant, that's
Yeah.
it. And they got pregnant off from that.
So,
That's what I think has happened.
sorry, I wasn't listening. Sorry. The ultimatum.
The ultimatum was
the
you
ultimatum
get
was
one
you get
more
one
roll
more
of the dice.
one more, and then I'm getting the snip. And if
Yes.
you're not pregnant, bad luck.
Fuck,
Yes.
that is like getting all 5 dice and rolling Yahtzee. Except they're all 8s on a dice of 6. Fuck
I
that.
don't know how to play Yahtzee. So the one with you
But
yell
pretty good game,
Yahtzee.
mate. Yeah, if you get all 5. Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
fun
All right,
game.
last one here from Tom, who sent us a very long email about an idea that we're going to do. So, Tom, if you're listening, it's a very good idea.
We're not ready.
We're not reading all that out.
No, because it's a big
So I'm
game.
just going to cut into the second part. Secondly, I have a quick supernatural story for you on the back of Hammer's gripping, bone-chilling tale last week. On the bedside tables in my parents' bedroom are matching lamps. Both only turn on by tapping the base of the lamp. No switches at all, only operate by
scary.
touch, which has 2 levels of brightness activated by an extra touch, and a third touch sets it back off.
Yeah.
I love those
the touch lamps.
Touch, touch,
You
touch.
love them.
Yeah, they're great. Touch, touch, touch.
I hate them.
What a love.
I always get stuck between, is this, if I touch it again, is
it's
it
just
going
the-
off?
yeah.
Or
I want a clapper.
Clap on, clap
would-
off,
yeah.
clap like.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want
Okay.
the clapper. Didn't know if that was going to mess with the audio, so I didn't clap.
No, you're allowed to clap. Go for it. You can clap this entire email. I never had any issues or malfunctions of any nature. Sadly, in 2007, I lost my dad to cancer. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Yep.
Shortly after, my mum started noticing on occasion the lamp on my dad's bedside table would be lit up when she would enter the room.
Yeah.
Thinking nothing of it, she ignored it. However, it went long before realizing it was no coincidence, as whenever it was on, it would be on a family member's birthday, a wedding anniversary of my parents, or a major life event. It's happened dozens of times over the years, and I know what you're thinking. It's probably a fly landing on or a pet, but the force required is far too great other than a human tap. Yes.
That's not what we're thinking.
On the correct part of the lamp. The most recent incident was just a few days ago. My mum was home alone on the day of my 4th daughter's birth. I asked her if the lamp was on, but it was not. She left the house, visited my wife, and I was in hospital to meet our new baby daughter. And upon arriving at home, the lamp was on the brightest setting, as if to say he was watching over us and aware of our major life milestones. I'm not a believer in anything supernatural or religious, etc. However, for years, this has been always considered far too often an occurrence on special occasions to be a coincidence. Anyway, I hope this story interests you boys. Keep up the great work, great interviews, and great banter. Cheers, Tom.
Yeah, Tom, that's good. That's a good way to have a ghost present.
That's not scary.
That's not scary. That's really nice. So my mum's mum, my gran is also dead. Rest in peace, Gran.
Yes.
But mum and her had this thing with, I can't remember what the fucking, there's a bird. I don't know what the bird is called, but they have like these tiny little feathers. Hang on, my Gran's dead, mate. So are we going to keep laughing about that or?
No.
Or what?
Do not fucking do that.
Okay, so you're laughing.
So you're stuck on this part of the
On the
story
bird.
about what type of bird it is
Anyway,
and what it's called and the
sorry.
fucking feathers.
So it's a tiny little feather of this bird. Everywhere, every single possible thing that mum has in relation to her mum. Whenever there's something that comes up of an anniversary again, like if she sees the old car that she used to drive, anything of that nature that relates to her, it's like there's just this odd feather that's out of nowhere. And so that's mum. So at Pa's funeral, because my pa also passed away a few years after my gran, as the casket got wheeled out to the front of the church, at the bottom, so it got rest at the top, and then the little feather dropped off the bottom of the casket and hit the ground right at the bottom. So another thing, like that's not a scary ghost, but like a nice
That's
ghost.
a good ghost.
Yeah, a good ghost.
I
Which
wasn't
want.
laughing at.
It sounded a lot like it.
I wasn't laughing.
I'm sure she's a lovely person.
She was lovely, and she probably wouldn't have laughed at that. To be fair.
Oh,
Yeah, come on, mate. Bit of
sorry. I was
read the room.
Oh, I-
He's the
mate.
worst bloke. Oh, mate, it's obviously a joke.
It's fun to
Get me
joke
to the
around and
email,
stuff, but sometimes
fucking
it's
room.
just good to just like rein that in a bit and have a serious moment.
Yeah, come on, Scully.
Okay.
Do you want me to? Do we have a minute silence?
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking.
Fucking hell,
Fuck
Alex.
me. Seriously, have a fucking laugh. God. I'm not
Okay.
laughing in face.
Jeepers.
Well,
Okay,
you can't.
we should probably move on. Tomorrow on the podcast, Daniel Pratty,
Yeah, the Pratt stuff.
Yep.
Mr. Pratt,
Daniel Pratt.
Daniel Pratt.
North Melbourne, Brisbane, West Coast. North Melbourne twice, actually, as a player, coach, West Coast Eagles, backline,
Currently
premiership
on the
coach.
Bulldogs coach now.
He's now a Western Bulldog.
Yep.
Good luck,
Playing
Paddy.
again. No, coaching.
No, coaching.
Good luck,
Yeah.
Pratty. Yeah, he's
And
ripping
it was
guys.
a good chat.
Good chat. Very good chat.
Missed a couple of stories that I would love to have known that he was coming on. Would have told you a few things,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
We'll get him back.
Get him back next time.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
Let's hear some fines.
Hey lads, Buster Cherry here. Just want to give a $5 fine to the NRL Supercoach.
Yep.
That they gave
Fucking NRL Super.
the top 100 winners Sharons
What?
instead of whatever the fuck NRL used as a ball.
Canterbury's.
No, egg fucking things.
Spaldings.
So yeah, $5 to them.
Wow. Top
Did
100.
that happen?
That's
Can
crazy.
we check with Roasty if that happened, please? Can we chase this up? Nick,
Top
can you write that
100,
down?
top 100 NRL Supercoach players.
Got a Sharon. That's funny as fuck.
That's very good.
Yeah, g'day lads. And Hammer.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's Tyson again. Just following up on last week's chopstick incident,
The meat pie with the chopstick.
where Hammer is quoted as saying, "What if chopsticks are all he had to eat with?"
Your hands.
Hammer,
obviously.
it's a fucking meat pie. Use your hands.
Yeah.
Right, $2 for you, mate. Pull your head in. Now, I've got a suggestion for you.
Is he still
Now, I
tossing?
know this is normally for the you send it, we read it, but like honestly, I couldn't be fucked typing it out, so you'll have to bear with me. What if you did like a fine of the year, similar to the Swimply the best moment?
Wow.
It's pretty good. This wouldn't be it.
Pick I don't know 5 fines from the year, put them up on your Twitter, and we can vote on which we think's the best. I don't know what the prize would be, but
Great idea.
I don't know, just a thought. Anyways, cheers, lads.
That's a good find, Tyson.
Good thought.
Really good Tyson.
Very good idea.
Yeah. Eat a meat pie with your hands.
Well, I mean, obviously, but if the bloke is trying to eat it with a utensil and chopsticks was all he had, I mean, I certainly eat a meat pie with my hands. I also fold when I shit and wipe. So whatever, you know.
Yeah,
everyone
good
does their own
fellas.
things.
And Scaredy Cat Hammer.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is a $5 fine for Scaredy Cat Hammer. Look,
It's the
I know
Intruder.
you think there's a ghost in your house, mate, but I'm here to reassure you. Look, it's just me. I live inside your walls. There's actually a couple of us here. We live inside your walls. We live inside your walls. We live inside your walls. Don't stress, mate. We just like it here. It's not a problem. We're inside your walls. We're inside your walls. We're inside your walls. Cheers.
Fair
What's
enough.
happening?
Okay, so that guy and his mates are living inside my walls.
What's
Okay.
the repeated thing? Is that off a movie?
I think if you say Bloody Mary in front of the mirror 3 times, something happened
Oh,
in an
God.
episode of Supernatural.
Yeah,
I
that
watched
sounds
once.
disgusting.
That was really scary. I
All
didn't
right,
like
so you got
that.
people living inside your walls.
G'day, fellas. Look, I'll try and keep it short and sweet, but Will, I want to find you $5, mate.
Yeah.
Get a fucking aircon in the studio. Been listening since the start, and the boys have been complaining about the sweat dripping off their face. You know, they're trying to produce content for you. They're trying to keep the ship running. Get an aircon.
Yep.
You're not living in a low socioeconomic area, mate. We know that you were selling the flag mental merch. You've got a little bit of cash. Buy the boys an aircon. Claim it back on tax, brother.
It's not a
Cheers,
bad
boys.
idea. Wow.
Look, all I'll say to that is,
We have an aircon.
we have an air conditioner.
We have an air conditioner.
So don't say I haven't bought a fucking air
you
conditioner.
have.
There's an air conditioner right there.
You just have bought.
Is it attached out the window with a giant metal
telescope tube?
telescopic tube? Yes, it is.
It is.
Is it an aircon though?
Yeah, it is. It's also an air conditioner that can be used at any time, practically, unless you're recording a podcast.
Yeah, that's correct. So look, we rent here, so I can't just go whacking air cons up on the fucking walls. It's not how it works.
It's not.
I don't get to take it with me. So that's why I have a portable air conditioner, which I will take with me.
Respect.
G'day, Fisters.
Yeah.
And late Dan. Lemon frosting here with a quick $2 for you, Dan. Just listened to episode 126 and you're talking about Josh Dacos and him being a spork. Dan, you said a spork is a cross between a trident and a shovel. Mate, it's a spork. It's a spoon and a fork. Cheers.
Great find. Yeah.
Couldn't be more spot on.
Yeah, okay, I'll
Great
take that.
find.
Absolutely.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what I was
Fuck were you
thinking.
A trident and a what?
Trident and a shovel.
Well,
A travel.
This podcast has gone to
yeah, it's
dirt
debauchery.
since
We've got
Old
one
Mervs
last thing.
jumped
Now,
on, seriously.
we our listeners are what make us who we are. It's absolutely, you guys are my best friends.
Oh, fuck. Another minute silence. Fucking hell.
But we have a favour to ask. Now,
You're asking us the favour?
No, the listeners.
Right.
You. I'm talking to you right now.
I've also got a favour to ask the listeners, but it's for the patrons. So
Okay, great.
Yeah.
This is for everyone, not just patrons. I've already asked patrons of this. Our friends over at Shelter
Yes.
are entering themselves into like a beer competition, essentially.
Yes.
So this company, I don't know who it is, they make this hottest 100 beers. It's called Gab's Hottest 100, right? We're getting behind the Shelter Pale Ale to send
we
that
are.
to the list,
To
right?
the-
So
to the
this is
top.
an Australian brewery list.
Yep.
All the best beers in the country get put on this list from 1 to 100. Now, apparently, it's impossible for West Coast beers to get on there because it's so heavily, the
All the
East Coast
bullshit
is
East
like,
Coast.
yeah,
Fucking
all
heaps of
Victorian
scumbags.
bias.
So it's called Gab's Hottest 100. Just search that up. Now we need.
There'll be a link in our bio.
Yeah, we'll put a link there as well. We need to vote for the Shelter Pale Ale as
First.
one. So you do your politicians 1, 2, whatever. We're gonna go Shelter Pale first, and then number 2, we're gonna go the BackChat Ale.
BackChat Ale. Cool.
Because of course that's there as well.
Because if that wins.
But we're gonna take a back seat.
It's going to be hard to win if we tell everyone to vote one for another thing.
Exactly. That's right. So the Shelter Pale Ale, Gabs 100. Look out for that. We'll put it up on socials.
Right. If we haven't already asked you enough of you,
Yeah.
Thank you.
One little thing.
we do thank
Takes
you.
2 seconds. Let's get out of here. It's really hot, and I want to get to this. Really, is this a Patreon favour?
I want to
Yep,
say
it's a
Fleet,
Patreon favour.
thank you to Fleet Network, thank you to
of
Whipper
course.
Snapper, thank you to Shelter, thank you to our good friends at Leadable Cameras, good friends at Mama Digital, our good friends
Margaret River Roasting Co.
Margaret River Roasting Co. Our very good
BlueBet.
friends at BlueBet, our very good friends at Swimply.
Swimply.
And our very good friends at Old Merv.
Yes.
Yeah.
With an S on the end.
Go listen to the Old Mervs.
Go
Old Mervs,
listen
get yourself
to
listened to
Have and Denry.
Have and Denry.
From Jolgen Up.
Behind, tell me when'd you get so low?